I hired this virtual assistant and they don't seem to care about the timeline. They don't seem to be connected. They don't seem to realize the budget that I'm working with. And I'm really not satisfied with the performance. This is an example of something that I heard the other day in a group coaching call. And I keep hearing repeatedly from entrepreneurs trying to hire virtual assistants, people who edit podcasting, and all of these different tools. And so stick with me in this episode because I'm going to share with you my top secrets on how to hire incredible people and keep them motivated. My name is Nancy Micheli. I am a communication and collaboration coach, and I help businesses build teams of incredible people so that you can move them forward. And today I'm going to focus with entrepreneurs who are out there trying to hire virtual assistants, who are out there hiring podcasters or people to do any of their creative work, or maybe even sales teams of people, and wonder why it doesn't work the way they want. So let's think about this for a moment. Have you ever worked in a corporate job before? And when you did that, when you applied for that job, even if you were like a young kid applying for a job, right? You looked at a job description that was posted on the internet and had a very clear direction as to what they want. Often when I see business owners trying to hire people, we don't do a good job of really thinking through what that job description is, how we want to work with them. And so in this next couple minutes, I'm going to teach you what you need to do in that, and then the questions you need to ask to help you select the right people. So the first thing I want you to consider is, as an employer, as somebody who is building your business and doing your entrepreneurial work, what is it that you want them to do? What is your vision of the work that you're doing? Getting really clear on that vision and that mission. Because what you want to do is partner with people who are aligned with that vision, not just because they're good at a skill, but because they are aligned to move forward in that vision and help you execute that vision. So I want you to sit back and think about, what is the vision of my company? What is it that I'm trying to do? And how can I communicate that to somebody who I'm going to bring onto my team? So that's your first thing. Understand your vision. The next, and this is most important, is understanding your values. How do you value your work? What values do you expect somebody to show up with? And these values will relate to the behaviors on how they show up, how they connect with you. So, for example, I value somebody who has a bit of curiosity. So when I put something together and I need them to move forward, they're curious enough to go out and look on the internet for ideas, solutions, things that align with what it is that I'm sharing. I also value collaboration. So when somebody's done something for me, I want them to show it to me partway through to say, are we on the right page? Are we ready to go? Is this good? What feedback do you have, right? And so it more of a collaborative, as opposed to I throw it over the fence, you take 100% care of it, and then when it comes back, I will post it and we'll get it done. I don't want my team to work 100% independent because they're a team. And so I value collaboration. And so those are two of my values. But as I've worked with other people, right, they're like, I value people who have a little bit of thinking for themselves, will find errors and correct them and insist that the quality is exceptional. I value people who are honest, who deliver great results. I value people who are quick, right? And so understanding your values as a entrepreneur, as a business owner, as to how you interact with people makes a huge difference. Now, I'm going to pause here as a little side note, because one of the things that may be helpful for you is to actually start to pay attention to your interaction style. And so if you click the link in the show notes, you can take a quiz on it as to what your interaction style is, and it will give you some ideas on the different ways to lead and what it is that you want to do. So now we've thought about, okay, what is the vision? What are the values? I now want to work into that next area around awareness of how you communicate. So often as entrepreneurs, right, we're in our heads, we're thinking things through, we're doing things, or we toss something over the fence, but don't necessarily communicate really well what it is that we are expecting of people and when we want things done. And so the clearer you can get and creating, whether it's a template, a format for the different types of work, so that when you share it remotely to another team member, right, they have a clear, these are the things that we've agreed to. These are the activities that you're doing. So I have worked with some really good people who are exceptional at copywriting. And so they give me some basics that they need, right? Like, what are the keywords? What's the intention? Where is this going? And so we get clear on those types of things. We have a common document between us. And then I'm like, okay, it is all yours, right? And so we have those things. How many hours am I willing to invest in this? Getting clarity around all of those little details may seem like tedious and frustrating and be like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. It's easier to do it myself. I will tell you, once you get this habit going and get some of these little pieces out, your virtual assistant or your podcast person or the person who's doing the creative or the email sequence for you will know you so much better. They'll get better at it. So that first few times, right, is a negotiation back and forth of figuring that out. But creating like a worksheet, creating some sort of template that you can assign work, that you can move that person forward is huge. So I highly recommend building yourself a little template on this is the activity. So for me, right, if I was having someone edit this podcast, right, we'd talk about the title, we'd talk about the keywords, we'd talk about what are kind of some of the information and funky tools that all come up. Now, I'm not that type of person. I'm like, I just want to be straight to camera and communicate. But maybe in the future, I'll want all of those details. And as I do, I need to get really clear as to what my expectations are as the person leading and managing this team. And then the last thing is around feedback and appreciation. So as a boss, as somebody who's leading other people, it's really important that we give people at least 5 times more positive appreciation to every one negative. And so one of the things that I also recommend that you do is create yourself a little template, a little form that's between you and the contractor, the virtual assistant, and say, okay, tell me what are some ways that you like to receive positive appreciation. Let me know, what is it? How do you like it to be phrased? How do you like it to be worded? This may seem like I'm getting a little bit nitpicky on this, but here's the deal. We appreciate people the way we see the world, not the way they see the world. And so when you ask these questions up front, you can get really good feedback. The other thing is that, how would you like to give me feedback? What is it that I can say in the way you want me to share that with you? And so some people can get really nitpicky at feedback and they love it. They're like, yep, just go in, correct, get the red pen out and mark up every little tiny thing that you've done. Other people may be like, you know what, give me 1 or 2 statements about what it is that you don't like, and then I can go off and work with it. But getting to know each person from a feedback perspective, from a way that they interact, can really make a huge difference in the way your connection will go and flow. So, if you are an entrepreneur, I really want you to think about these three different areas. So, that first area we talked about was really around alignment of visions and values. What are those visions? What are those values? The next thing that we talked about, right, was really about getting clarity on the expectations around what it is and communicating with clarity. So provide yourself like a template that you can fill in and say, here is the activities that you want to do. And the last area is around appreciation. We all need appreciation and we all need feedback to let us know whether we are on the right track. So take a few minutes, ask your employees what is, or your team, how do you like to be appreciated? How do you like to show up? So when you have these things start to figure out, you will do a better job of hiring people, of being able to interact and ask good questions during the interview process, be able to select what are the things that I need to do. And what I'm going to do is I have a video that I'm going to link you to where I'm actually coaching somebody through this process where she is getting the insights and ideas around how to choose actually an accounting partner to work with her, and why some of the previous accountants that she tried to hire did not work. So if you really want to see this in action, if you want to see me coach somebody through, I'm going to encourage you to click the link, watch this YouTube video of me sharing these ideas and insights with her. My name is Nancy Michelle, and if you are struggling with hiring people and would really like to be able to talk this out, I do offer free consultations. It is my privilege and pleasure to help entrepreneurs step up, find great people to build an amazing team. So I invite you to book a strategy call with me, and I'll help you figure that out. We'll put it together. It'll take probably 20 minutes, and you'll have a clear description of what it is that you want, as well as the plan to move forward to be successful with them. Thank you, and have a great day.